the wonderfully wise and worthy workhorse Welch go next.
Thank you. And I agree with Senator Hawley as well. You know, one of the issues that keeps coming up in Vermont, I talk to farmers and they want to repair their equipment and they can't. And if there's anything a farmer can do, it's fix things. And it's a way they save money and keep things going, and they can't take the time it takes to have somebody else come in and fix it. And they're not being allowed to do it. So a number of us think that there should be a right to repair. You buy the tractor, you should be able to repair it. And to some extent, technology is becoming a device by which the manufacturers control the market and control prices, but claiming it's intellectual property. But in fact, you bought the tractor, and if something goes wrong, why can't you, when you're somebody like a farmer and knows how to do things, fix it? So, Mr. Alford, I just want to ask you your view on, or pardon me, Mr. Meador, your view on right to repair.
Yes, I think it's incredibly important, and as you alluded to, the FTC has enforcement efforts in this exact area. I think it's critical that when a consumer buys a product, they can use their own labor or that of anyone capable to repair and maintain that product. I actually have a John Deere tractor myself, not the same one the farmers use, but I know how expensive it is to have that just maintained.
Well, yeah, another, I'll ask you, Mr. Alford. I brought, this is a car, but not a tractor, but I bring my car in to this place that is a mom and pop type of shop, and there's a lot of those in all of our communities, and they're telling me that it really costs them a lot to get the latest software to be able to fix whatever's wrong with my car, and it's leading folks to have to go to the dealership, which charges more. So it's bad for consumers, and it's bad for these mom and pop shops. Tell me your thoughts on this right to repair.
Yeah, Senator Hawley asked Mark Meador about a DOJ case, and you're asking me about an FTC case. But the answer to your question is yes. Right to repair is a critical argument that is important in antitrust enforcement. That is currently being litigated in the John Deere case at the FTC. There's significant case law on the right to repair as a legitimate antitrust argument. And so I think, yeah, that's definitely viable, and we're seeing more and more of that, as you say. There's sort of like these hermetically sealed boxes of hardware that it's incredibly difficult to open, and if you open them, you lose your warranty, and if you don't go to the official service and things like that. So there's lots of problems related to that. If I can respond briefly to Senator Hawley's question on agriculture, we absolutely agree that agriculture and antitrust are fundamentally important. The DOJ currently is pursuing a major agricultural case in agri-stats, but some of the other issues that were mentioned by my fellow panelists with respect to buyer power and the consolidation of all of the sort of upstream farmers being forced to sell to a very, very fewer and fewer numbers of buyers at the end is a huge antitrust issue, and so we're definitely focused on that as well.
And let me go back to Professor Miki. Is it professor? You're at Berkeley?
I am at Berkeley, but I'm a senior fellow. But I'm honored for the recognition,
Well,
even if it's not deserved.
I went to Berkeley, so it's good to have you.
Thank you.
Hawley, get back here. We gotta defend Stanford, man.
No. Can you just describe how a federal right to repair would promote a more sustainable and competitive agricultural economy?
Absolutely. When I was the principal deputy and then acting assistant attorney general in the Antitrust Division, it was our mantra in the front office, don't mess with the farmers. And we took the view that when big, rapacious companies abused farmers, that they needed to be prepared to meet the Justice Department on the other side. And I think we saw that very clearly in the John Deere case, which is why in 2023, we filed in the name of the United States on behalf of farmers suing John Deere in the class action case. And so I think that a federal right to repair law would avoid the need for protracted, expensive litigation where experts come in and try to model harm to the fourth decimal point. There are just some things that come down to right and wrong. And I think that whether you're talking about the ability to repair your tractor, or the expensive ecosystem of aftermarket parts and services, or really the I think most pernicious but least talked about issue in all of this is the sheer volume of data, farmers' data that is being fed back to John Deere and sort of used in the ways that big tech monopolies use user data is really quite concerning. And so I think this is a wonderful idea because we know what happens when companies pivot from being sort of an industrial monopolist to a sort of big data monopolist, and then are charging expensive subscriptions and service fees in order for you to just interact with the product that you thought you bought.
Thank you. That's very helpful, and I like your advice. Don't mess with the farmers.
Mess with the farmers.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Bullard, for